Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well. I'm going to do 3 round 10-inch canvases. I've got a couple of angel paintings to do. I haven't done those in quite a while and have somebody waiting on a couple. So I'm going to be doing, she requested for 2 little boys, a blue pour with blue colors and a green pour with dinosaur colors. So here are my greens with a little metallic gold. Here's blues. I'm going to mix a light blue for you and rich espresso, which is a craft bottle paint. I just want to show you the difference in the way you mix things. If you're using a craft bottle paint, you typically don't have to add water to it. I don't need much of this, so I have less than an ounce in here, and let me put just a little bit more of a squirt. I probably have about half an ounce, and today I'm using Owatrol Easy Flow. It's about the same thing as Floetrol in America, but this is European, but you can get it on my Amazon link if you're interested. It's actually, in my opinion, it's more expensive, but it's better quality than Floetrol. It levels out and it has more of a satin finish when it dries. It's not for beginners. I would start with either Glue All or Floetrol, but I know that Floetrol is hard to get these days, so it might be an option for you. So this is a 1-to-1 ratio. Metallics are a little bit thicker. I am going to add water. It's metallic, so I'm going to put a little squirt, and my water is 90% water and 10% Floetrol. It just blends in with the paint and Floetrol or Owatrol easier. So you want it to pour off your stick in a steady stream. So I think I like that consistency. And then I've got a light blue I'm mixing to go with the blue colors. I also have black and white and very used bottles. They're 1-to-1 ratio and some water, no silicone or anything like that. All of these colors are either a metallic already from tubes or bottles, or I have added Michael's Artist Loft Iridescent Medium. You can add it to any color and it gives it shimmer, and I'll show you that here in just a minute. I have added it to this light blue. I'm going to put another 1 part to 1 part of the Owatrol to the paint. This is maybe, that was less than an ounce of blue paint with the iridescent medium added in. And anything in the tube paint, you're going to definitely have to add water to. And especially with with Owatrol. Owatrol is, to me, thicker, more creamier than Floetrol. So even if you're just using craft bottle paints, it's going to be a little bit thicker, but especially with tube paints. So that looks pretty good for that one. That's a light color. I wanted to show you a deeper color where you can see the shimmer. Let me get the blue. Well, that one has, yeah, we'll do this one. I don't know if you can see the shimmer, but that is what the iridescent medium will do to any color. It's fabulous. I use it on my angel wings and things. I just brush it over colors if I want that iridescent shimmer. It'll kind of pearlize it. It's beautiful. So that's it for the mixing part. I'm going to do 3 dirty pours. And let me make sure I have at least 1 wet paper towel, just to wipe off hands if I need it. The only thing I have left to do is I'm going to add silicone to my colors. I haven't used silicone in quite a while. I also love OGX hair serum, but I thought, well, I'll go back to the old school way and use silicone. This is Spot On Treadmill lubricant, but you can't tell because the bottle's covered with fingerprints, and resin. because I've moved it out of the way a few times when I was using resin, so it's like on there for good. So typically with silicone I do a drop per ounce of paint mixture. So if I've got 2 ounces of paint, I do 1, 2, stir a little bit, and that's it. This one is probably 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'll just go around and add. So this is Rich Espresso by DecoArt. This is Pebeo Iridescent Gold, which is a gorgeous color. This is a metallic teal that's in a tube. This was green from Walmart in a tube by Rowney. This one is Phthalo green by DecoArt. This one is a lime green by Master's Touch. This is part Sapphire and part a Cobalt blue, but it's got metallic in it. I just put a little bit more water in here. Sometimes they thicken up as they're sitting. The DecoArt Sapphire is just phenomenal. This is an aqua green tube paint. I think Master's Touch. No, that's Artist Loft. This one is a DecoArt Teal Pearl Dazzling Metallic, and this one was Artist Loft in the tube light blue. This one is a little bit thicker too. I'm gonna keep stirring this one a little bit and add a little bit more water to it. So now they all have silicone in them, and if I put any white or black, the white or black will not have silicone. If I were using OGX hair serum, I'll just show you the bottle. Coconut milk. I've had this bottle probably a year and a half or so, and I've still got about half a bottle. But it's anti-breakage hair serum. If I were using this, I wouldn't use a pump because a pump would be too much. I have it in a dropper bottle, and I would just put 1 drop in each color. That's why I like to use this typically, because it's less product in your paint to make cells, and you don't have as much residue when it dries. But like I said, I haven't used silicone in a while, so why not use it just to, you know, be a change of pace. I have not done traditional acrylic pours in months and months. I've been doing resin art and commissions and that kind of thing, so you know, it feels a little strange to me, and I've done 700-800 videos, so even someone who's got pouring experience, who's done this over and over again, you sometimes still, you know, get a little wary and like, am I ready to do this? How's it going to turn out? The whole point of this is just to go for it, do what you love, relax and enjoy. That's the whole part of what I tell people. You know, now that I'm looking at my colors, I very quickly want to mix a navy blue. This is DecoArt. I'm only going to put a half an ounce, maybe, same amount, and I don't measure anything. I just pour it in and eyeball it. If you go over, it doesn't matter. It's not going to change the total outcome of your painting one way or another. Okay, so this is regular craft paint. I wanted a darker blue. I'm just going to put a little squirt of black in, just to see if that deepens it just a bit. I want it to be a really darker blue compared to my regular blue. And I'll just leave the metallic out of this. I'm not going to put any in it, but I will go back to the silicone And if you drop more than one drop of silicone into your, you know, if you go over or under, that's not going to make a huge difference either. I didn't add any water. I'm going to put just a tiny squirt of water because the Owatrol is thicker than Floetrol. That's the only reason I need it for this color. All right. So I think I'm going to do the green pour first. Greens are usually my least favorite colors to pour. But I have to say I've had some really beautiful ones that I've done that I've been really pleased with. This is a 5-ounce cup, and we need 3 to 5 ounces to cover this 10-inch canvas. So I'm going to pretty much fill it up. I might throw in a touch of black and a little touch of white in between colors just for the heck of it. Whatever you pour in first will come out last, because it's going to be a flip cup, or you know, I'll lay it on and flip it over. So keep that in mind. You can also split sides of the cup and you can layer it. There's so many ways. I'm just going to do a dirty pour where you pour the colors in on top of each other. So I think I'm going to use this brightest limey green. I'm just basically wetting the bottom of the cup. Just starting it a little bit. And I'm going to switch off on contrasting colors. If you pour from up high, it'll go in deeper. If you want it to sink in deeper, you just lift your cup up higher away from your cup. All right. Got a little bubble right there on top. Now, typically with OGX, I would flip it, which I'm going to do right now. I like to poke a hole just to release any air and make sure that it releases that paint from the cup. And I just like to pull back. I don't like to drip over my paint. I just like to let it kind of do its thing. All right, so if this were OGX, I'm going to scoot it in just a little more so you can see better. If this were OGX, I would let it sit and let those cells grow, and it's happening right now with the silicone, but I don't necessarily just sit and wait on it with the silicone. I am going to torch it just to get rid of air bubbles and see if it helps with any cells. It's funny, you do see more of a residue on the surface of the paint. I can see it right now just from the silicone. It's just a observation. You don't typically see that with OGX at all. Okay, so I'm going to tilt, and I'm going to let it pretty much cover most of the canvas before letting it go off the edges. So I'm doing this slow for starters. See, this was my favorite side, and then I love this too. It looks very reptilian. So I'm basically just going to try to spread it off the edges of the canvas, hopefully not losing too much of the beautiful stuff on the sides. You can also use your finger. And you notice I didn't put a base coat down prior to this. You don't really need a base coat on a round canvas especially. You could put one, but you just really don't need it. Okay, so that is covering pretty good. And I've only got a few drips on the puppy pad. Now I'm going to stretch back this way very slowly, because I don't want to lose that there. So I'm going to try to get it to go back a bit. And I quite like that, just really right there the way it is. I would say that's kind of dinosaur colors. There's a few drops of the bronzy brown color. You can also like take your stick. This is where you don't have to be afraid. You can take your stick and accentuate something if you want to kind of bring it out. Or if you don't have any in an area, you can kind of add it in. What you do too is you can, if you add it, if you blow it, it'll kind of make cells, it'll come back and it will look more random and not so engineered looking. Let's just say if I wanted to put a little drip of turquoise right here, this beautiful metallic, or like right here beside the brown. And then you just kind of blow back in and it'll add colors in if you want them. I'm going to have an angel painted in the center with wings, so really you won't see much of any part of that that's in the center. You can also swipe a color a little bit. Use the edge of a tool. I've got this little palette knife that I love just to separate things out a little bit. There's so much you can do with it, but I'm just going to leave it. I want it to be really kind of random, and like I said, there'll be an angel painted in the middle, so you won't see a lot of any portion of the middle of it at all. But I think it's pretty. That's some of that gold shimmers coming through. It's really nice with the greens. So there's that one. There's some pretty stuff in here. I'll maybe put it on some photo paper or something afterwards. So now we're going to do the blue tones. And I don't think I'll put any of the gold or bronze in that one. I might put a little white or black. So I'm going to go with the light blue, but just a bit. I don't want a lot of it. I'm going to put this sapphire blue. So beautiful. So going for contrast. I hope that was all in frame. I'm not sure if I was under the camera or not since I have it zoomed in. Again, I'm going to poke a hole. You can drip on it if you want to. It just makes drippy marks. But the cup is lovely. Look at that. Again, I can see the silicone residue on top. It's like seeing oil on top of water or vinegar. There's like a residue that you can kind of slightly see. see smoke, you're getting too close to your paint, FYI. So, loving it already. These metallics make a huge difference in the way a painting looks, for sure. Metallics are always, always gorgeous. If you need to stretch it and then take it back to center. You know, even like right here, there's not a lot of contrast. I can add a few drips, some dashes. Don't be scared to have fun with it. Because as we're stretching the canvas, that will move those shapes as well. So again, just kind of working around the edges. It almost looks like a bloom. This one looks like a bird's duck bill, so I'm going to put my finger in. I don't want any points, I don't want any weird shapes. Let's just put it that way. Alright, so now I'm going to start stretching a little bit more and see which way I want to take it. This area here, I'm going to stick my finger in some of that sapphire, maybe a little navy. Break up any shapes that you don't care for. Stretch back. Decide what you want to keep, what you don't want to keep. So there, it's pretty, but I want to kind of break that shape up a little bit. So just get random with it. You can blow colors out, put colors into each other, just do whatever you need to do. That green area I'm not too fond of, but it's not a make or break deal. And put some blue tones. I could like totally take a piece of paper towel, small, just kind of drag through an area that I don't care for the color, and that totally changes it right there. That got rid of a little bit of that green area that I wasn't quite feeling. So like here, I want a little of the lighter colors. And then maybe some turquoise, which is already there, but it's a beautiful sapphire color. And maybe a little of the navy. Again, take that little piece of paper towel. Just drag it. Okay. Love this side. This side here I'm pretty pleased with. I think I'm pretty happy with all of it. Just checking my sides. I got the paint a little on the thinner side, which is fine, but it's very drippy. You can always take your finger and go around the bottom and wipe off the drips, and that will help with not having your paint flow over the edges too quickly. Also, there's a little black in the middle, which is okay, but the angel's going to totally be covering that area as well. So I think I'm going to leave this one as is. It's pretty. So now I'm going to do one more canvas, and I'm going to use all these colors, I think. So maybe what I'll do this time is layer them and do it like a tree ring, but because it has silicone, it's going to sell up and it's not going to look like a tree ring, but it'll just be an interesting way to see how it turns out. So whatever I want in the middle will be what comes out last. And I think I want the gold, so I'll start with the gold first. So I may just switch back and forth with colors. And I think I'm going to leave it just about like that. This may be an embellished canvas. And if I do embellish it, I kind of see something that I want to bring out. We shall see. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like that. Beautiful shimmer here. I don't think the camera's probably picking it up. It looks different in the camera, coloring wise and everything, than it does in real life. But I try to take dried pictures at the end so you see the real true color. Let me turn one light off. Don't know if that helps any. It's gorgeous though. The metallics are really beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I would love to have you join me. And click on the bell on the bottom right for notifications when I post new videos. Check out all the links below the video. I usually put product descriptions, colors. I have Amazon recommendations, a Facebook group, all kinds of links down there to check out. So take a look at it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye.